Good morning everybody. This is the second video of ratio and proportion. In this first video we have discussed about 13 sums. So this is the 14th sum. The concentration of petrol in 3 different mixers. So mixer A, mixer B, mixer C. Okay. The mixer consists of petrol and kerosene. Each mixer consists of petrol and kerosene. The petrol are 1/2 part of the first mixture, 3/5 part of the third second mixture, 4/5 part of the third mixture. Okay. If 2 liters of mixture is taken from A, so 2 liters is taken from A, this is the mixer. Out of 2 liters, 1/2, that is half of the mixture is petrol. Half of the mixture is petrol. So therefore out of 2 liter, 1/2 of 2 is petrol. This is petrol. Similarly, 3 liters of mixture of the variety B. Okay. So 3/5 of this 3 liter, 3/5 of this 3 liter is a petrol. Okay. So similarly, the 1 liter mixture is taken from C. Here 4/5 of this mixture is petrol. So therefore, here is 1 liter. Here is 9/5. Here is 1.8 liter petrol. Here is 4/5 is 0.8 liter of petrol. So therefore, total petrol of this mixture, so taken out and mixed in a vessel. So therefore 1 plus 1 2, therefore 3.6 liters. Out of 2 plus 3 5, 6 liters. Out of 6 liters, 3.6 liters is petrol. So out of 6 liters, 3.6 is petrol. What is the remaining? So this is 2.4 liters kerosene. Liters of kerosene. So therefore, what is the ratio of petrol and kerosene? Petrol is 3.6. Kerosene is 2.4. The ratio is nothing but A by B. So therefore, this is equal to 36/24. 2 12s are 24, 3 12s are 36. Therefore, the ratio is 3/2. This is nothing but 3:2. The answer is 3:2. The answer is 3:2. Okay. So there are 3 mixers. So we are taking 2 liters from this mixture, 3 liters from this mixture, 1 liter from this mixture, and half of this first mixture is petrol. 3/5 of the second mixture is also petrol. 4/5 of the third mixture is also petrol. Therefore, the concentration of petrol in 3 different mixers. Okay. So therefore, we can calculate petrol from this. Then ultimately, we will be getting that kerosene. If you take the ratio, you will be getting 3:2. Okay. The 15th problem is the number of oranges in 3 baskets number of oranges in 3 baskets are in the ratio or in the ratio 3:4:5. 3:4:5. In which ratio the number of oranges in first two baskets must be increased so that the new ratio becomes 5:4:3. 5:4:3. So now the number of oranges in the 3 baskets. This is first basket, this is second basket, this is third basket. The number of oranges in the ratio 3:4:5. Therefore, 3x number of oranges in the first basket, 4x number of oranges in the second basket, 5x number of oranges in the third basket. In which ratio the number of oranges in first two baskets increases? Then increased ratio is 5:4:3. Increased ratio is 5:4:3. So the 2 baskets only that oranges increased. Okay. Up to third basket there will be no increase. Again it is a 5x only. Okay. Now we have to calculate 5:4:3. Now the increased oranges in the third basket is 5x. 5x is nothing but 3 part. 5x is nothing but 3 part. So therefore we have to calculate 4 part. We have to calculate 5 part. If this 5x is 3 part, therefore what is 1 part? 5x by 3 is 1 part. Therefore into multiply by 4 you will be getting 4 part. So therefore this is nothing but 20x by 3. This is nothing but 20x by 3. Similarly, so here we need 5 part into 5. So therefore this is 25x by 3. So suppose this is 3 part means this is 4 part, this is 5 part. So therefore this is increased apples. This is original. After increment this will be the apples. Now in which ratio the number of oranges in the 2 baskets must be increased. So this is original. After increment, how much it is increased? That is nothing but 25x by 3 minus 3x is increment. This is original, this is after increment. So this minus this will be getting the increment. So therefore similarly here 20x by 3 minus 4x. Okay, here the increment is nothing, therefore 0. So therefore here 25x minus 9x. So therefore 16x by 3. Here is 12. Therefore 8x by 3. This will be the increment. This will be the increment of oranges in the first 2 baskets. So therefore what is the ratio? This ratio only asked. So therefore, so 3 cancel, x cancel, 1 8s are 8, 2 8s are 16. Therefore the ratio becomes 2:1. So therefore, in which ratio the number of oranges in the first 2 baskets must be increased? The answer is 2:1. Understood? This is original number of oranges in 3 baskets. After increment, the first 2 baskets only increased, since the third basket contains the same number of oranges. Okay, so therefore we can get the difference. So how much increased oranges we can get? So therefore that ratio becomes 2:1. Okay. Sixteenth one is Vinod has 20 rupees. Vinod has 20 rupees. He bought 1, 2, 5 rupee notes. 1 to 5 rupee notes. They are stamps, not notes, stamps. 5 rupee stamps. They are different in numbers. They are different in numbers. They are different in numbers. By the reason of no change, the shopkeeper gives 3 1 rupee note. 1 rupee notes. Stamps, not notes, stamps. So how many stamps Vinod has? How many stamps Vinod has? Okay. Vinod has 20 rupees. Vinod has 20 rupees. He has to purchase stamps in 3 variety. 1 rupee variety, 2 rupee stamp, 5 rupees stamp. Okay. They are different in numbers. Whatever he purchased, the numbers are different. Okay, good. By the reason of no change, the shopkeeper gives 3 1 rupee. 1 rupee he is having 3 notes. In 1 rupee he is having 3 notes. What are the possibilities? Suppose he purchased 1 5 rupees stamp. Okay, about 3 plus 5, 8. Remaining is 12 rupees is there. 12 rupees we can purchase 6 2 rupees stamps. The total number is 10. Another possibility is, because 3 is fixed, he has given 3 rupees. Another possibility is 3. Suppose he purchased 2 5 rupees stamps. So this is 10 rupees, this is 3 rupees, so 13 rupees. Remaining is 7 rupees. So we cannot purchase 7 rupees for 2 rupees stamp. Okay. So suppose 3 rupees, 3 stamps for 5 rupees. This is 15. This is 3 18. This is 3 18. Okay. So therefore here is 1. But 3 1 rupee, 1 2 rupee, 3 5 rupee. But they are in different numbers. But here 1 rupee note, 3 numbers, 5 rupee note, 3 number. This is also not possible. So therefore the only possibilities is 3 1 rupee note, 6 2 rupees note, 2 rupee note and 1 5 rupee note. So totally Vinod has 10 stamps. 10 stamps. The answer is 10. The answer is 10. The next question is, a child has three different kinds of chocolates. Three different kinds of chocolates. Costing rupees 2, rupees 5 and rupees 10. He spends total of rupees. He spends total rupees 120 on the chocolate. What is the minimum possible number of chocolates? What is the minimum possible number of chocolates he can buy? If there must at least one chocolate each kind. One chocolate each kind. Okay. Here a child has rupees 120. Okay. He has to purchase 2 chocolate, 2 rupees chocolate, 5 rupees chocolate and 10 rupees chocolate. So what is the minimum number of chocolates? What is the minimum possible number of chocolates he can buy? Suppose what is the minimum means? She proposes to purchase 10 rupees chocolate maximum number. 10 rupees chocolate maximum number, in the sense you can get minimum number of chocolates. But she should purchase at least 1 in 2 rupees, 1 in 5 rupees, 1 in 10 rupees at least. Suppose, for example, 11 chocolates, she purchased 10 rupees chocolate. This is 110 rupees. Here is 115. 15 rupees is 5 rupees is remaining. This is 110. This is 5, 115. So remaining is 5. Not possible for, out of 5 rupees, not possible for purchasing 2 rupees chocolate. So therefore, this is not possible. Suppose 2 is also not possible because we don't have 2 rupees chocolate. So yeah, okay. So therefore, here suppose 10 chocolate we are purchasing 10 rupees. So this is 100 rupees. This is 100 rupees. Here is 2 chocolates. If you purchase 1 chocolate, 115, again it will be an odd number. So the 2 rupees chocolate is not possible. So therefore this is 100 plus 10, 110. The remaining 10 is 5 chocolates we can purchase. 5 chocolate we can purchase. 5 into 2. So therefore totally, so this is the minimum possible. If we decrease this, again the number will be increased. If we decrease the 10 rupees number of 10 rupees chocolate, then the number of chocolates will be increased in 5 rupees and 2 rupees. So therefore this is the minimum. So therefore the child should have 17 number of chocolates. This will be the minimum. This will be the minimum possible number of chocolates. Otherwise the chocolate will be increased. Out of 120 we can purchase 60 chocolates. Okay, so this is the minimum number of chocolates she should purchase. with the condition that at least she should get at least one in each time. One in each time. Next question is 18. The incomes of two persons. The incomes of two persons A and B are in the ratio. A and B are in the ratio. Are in the ratio 3:4. If each saves rupees 1000 per month, the ratio of their expenditure is The ratio of their expenditure is the ratio of their expenditure is 1:2. Find their income. Find their income. Okay. So the income ratio is given. So let us take the income or the incomes of A and B are 3x, 4x. 3x, 4x. If each saves rupees 1000, so therefore income minus savings, 3x income minus savings. Income minus savings is equal to expenditure. This is expenditure. Okay. Similar, this is expenditure of a person A. Similarly, 4x minus 1000. This is also expenditure of a person P. So the expenditure ratio also is given. So this is the expenditure ratio. This is equal to 1:2. Okay. So 3x is the income, 1000 is the savings. Always we know that income minus saving is equal to expenditure. Income minus saving is equal to expenditure. So always this is the formula, you can use it. Our income or expenditure plus savings equal to income. So therefore we can calculate two ratios are equal. So therefore 3x minus 1000 divided by 4x minus 1000 equal to 1/2. Therefore 6x minus 4x. So therefore 2x. 2x is equal to 1000. 2 into 1000 minus 1 into 1000. Therefore 2x is equal to 1000. So therefore x is equal to 500. Therefore 3x minus 1000 divided by 4x minus 1000. So 6x minus 4x equal to 2x. So therefore 1000, x is equal to 500. Okay. So the income are 3x and 4x, 1:2. If each saves rupees 1000, this is income, this is okay, expenditure. So therefore okay, 3x minus 1000. The income of A and B are 3x, 4x. If each, this is 1000 means 1/2. So x is equal to 500. Okay, 1000 we can get it. Therefore 3 into 500, 1500. Okay. So therefore 4x, 4 into 500, 2000. 4 into 500, which is equal to 2000. Okay. So therefore the incomes of A and B are 1500 and 2000. Suppose instead of 1000, suppose we have 100, you will be getting, here is 100, here is 100. So therefore here will be 100. Therefore x is equal to 50. So the answer will be 150, 200. 150 and 200. Okay. So therefore here the savings is 1000, the incomes are 1500 and 2000. Okay, good. The 19th sum is A, B and C have amounts in the ratio of 3:4:5. 3:4:5. First, B gives 1/4 to A and 1/4 to C. 1/4 to C. Then C gives 1/6 to A. 1/6 to A. Find the final ratio. Find the final ratio. Find the final ratio of amount of A, B and C respectively. Okay. Initially A, B, C having 3x amount, 4x amount, 5x amount. 4x, 3x, 4x, 5x. B he is having 4x, 1/4 to A. 1/4 of 4x is x. So therefore B gave x to A, therefore 3x plus x, 4x. Similarly x to C, therefore this is 6x. Now B is having x and x, you have to subtract it, therefore the remaining is 2x. Therefore the remaining is 2x. This is over. Next process is C gives 1/6 to A. Now C is having 6x. 1/6 of 6x is equal to x. That x that C gave to A. So therefore again A becomes 5x. There is no change in B, therefore 2x. Now that is 6x minus x, this is equal to 5x. So therefore this is the resulting amount having A, B and C. So therefore this is equal to, therefore this ratio is equal to x will be cancelled. So therefore the answer is 5:2:5. Therefore the answer is 5:2:5. Okay. The 20th question is the ratio of pen and pencil pens and pencils are in the ratio 3:2 respectively. Okay. The average number of pens and pencil, the average number of pens and pencils is 180. What is the number of pencils? What is the number of pencils? Okay. So here is pen and pens and pencils. What is the ratio? 3:2. So initially 3x number of pens, 2x number of pencils. Okay. The average of these two, average is in the sense 3x plus 2x divided by 2. The average number of pens and pencils is 180. Okay, this average of 2 is equal to 180. Okay, so therefore this is one kind, this is another kind, therefore divided by 2. So therefore 5x is equal to, 360. 5x is equal to 360. Therefore x is equal to, therefore the x is equal to 360 divided by 5. This is equal to 72. So therefore the question is, what is the number of pencils? Therefore 2 times of x, therefore answer is 144. Therefore 144 number of pencils. Therefore 144 number of pencils. Okay. So therefore here is 2x, here is 3x, here is 2x. The average is nothing but this plus this divided by 2. Okay. The marks obtained by, in the first question, the marks obtained by Vijay and Amit. Vijay and Amit are in the ratio 4:5, and those obtained by Amit and Abhishek in the ratio of 3:2. The marks obtained by Vijay and Abhishek, the marks obtained by Vijay and Abhishek are in the ratio of what? This is the question. Okay. Very simple. Vijay and Amit ratio is 4:5. Amit and Abhishek ratio is 3:2. That's all. Now, what is the ratio of Vijay and Abhishek? This is the question. That's all. So now we have to find out Vijay, Amit, Abhishek ratio. That's it. This is very simple. Already we have done it. This is 4:5. This is 3:2. We know that 3 into 4. We have to multiply. Again we have to multiply. Again we have to multiply. So 12 is to 15 is to 10. Okay. So therefore 12 is to 12, 15, 10. 12, 15, 10. So now the Vijay and Abhishek ratio is, this is Vijay, this is Amit, this is Abhishek. Vijay and Abhishek ratio is 12 is to 10. This is nothing but 6:5. The answer is 6:5. The next question is, two solutions have milk. Two solutions have milk and water in the ratio in which these solutions in the ratio 5:2 and 7:6. Find the ratio in which these two solutions should be mixed so that the resulting solution has solutions are in the ratio, or the resulting solutions has 8 parts milk. Solution has 8 parts milk and 5 parts water. That means the resulting solution is 8:5. The resulting solution is 8:5. The thing is, this is first solution, this is the second solution. So this is what is the ratio? This is 5:2. This is 7:6. We are going to take some quantity from the first solution, some quantity from the second solution. After mixing it, we will be getting the ratio of milk and water 8:5. So in which ratio we have to choose? In which ratio we have to take? Okay. So now what we have to do is, either milk you can take or water you can take. Suppose this is a shortcut. Suppose you take water, milk. So totally there are 7 parts. So out of 7 parts, 5 parts is milk. 5/7. Similarly, here is also milk. So therefore you take either milk or water, either one, you will be getting the same answer. So here 7 divided by 13. Totally there are 13 parts, out of which 7 parts is milk. Okay. Now what is our required 8 part milk out of 13 part? Very careful. This is first solution, this is second. After mixing it, we will be getting the required solution. So therefore, if you take the difference here, right here, if you take the difference and write here, so this is the required ratio of milk and water. Okay. So therefore the difference is 8 minus 3, therefore 1/13. Therefore 1/13. Here is 5/7 minus 8/13, 65 minus 56 divided by 7 into 13, divided by 7 into 13. 65 minus 56 is equal to 9/7 into 13, 9/7 into 13. So therefore, this is nothing but 9/7 into 13, 9/7 into 13. So this is our required ratio. So therefore 13 and 13 will be cancelled. So therefore ultimately we are getting 1 is to 9 by 7. So this is nothing but again 7 is to 9. Again 7 is to 9. We have to multiply 8 by 7 throughout. So therefore you will be getting 7 is to 9. So therefore this is the required answer. Instead of taking the milk, you can take water also. Water in the sense 2 by 7, 6 by 30, here 5 by 30. The same, a similar procedure you do it, you will be getting the same answer, 7 is to 9. Okay. So therefore the answer is 7 is to 9. Next question is, the sum of three numbers is 98. If the ratio of first to two first to the second is 2 is to 3, and that of second to third is 5 is to 8, then the second number is what? Then the second number. Okay. First to second, this is the first number, this is the second number, this is the third number. First to second is 2 is to 3. Second to third is 5 is to 8. Okay. If you find what is first is to second is to third, we will find it. Then automatically we will know the second number. Okay. So the same procedure. So therefore you have to multiply it. 5 into 2 10, 5 into 3 15, then 3 into 8 24. 3 into 8 24. So this is our required ratio. This is first number, this is second number, third number. So therefore this is nothing but 10x, 15x, 24x. The sum of three numbers. So therefore sum of three numbers is equal to how much? 25, 49x. The sum of three numbers is equal to 98. Therefore x is equal to 2. The first number is 20. The second number is 30. The third number is 48. So therefore they are asking the second number. So therefore the second number is 30. Therefore the answer is 30. Okay. The 24th problem is the income of X, Y and Z are in the ratio of 3 is to 4 is to 2, 3 is to 4 is to 2, and their expenditure in the ratio and their expenses or expenditures in the ratio of 5 is to 5 is to 2. If X saves rupees, if X saves rupees 3000 out of an income of rupees 18,000, then what will be the saving of Y? Then what will be the saving of Y? Savings of Y. Okay, we know that income is equal to expenditure plus savings. Income is equal to expenditure plus savings. Okay, so the income ratio is 3:4:2. Okay, the income of X is 18,000. Income of X is 18,000. Okay, we can get it. 3x is 80. 3x is 80. Therefore, x is 6,000. So, therefore, income. So, this is income of A, B, C, X, Y, Z. So, this is X. This is Y. This is Z. So, therefore, income of X. Income of X is equal to 18 rupees, 18,000. This 18,000 is 3 part, 3x. Therefore, x is equal to 6,000. So, therefore, this is equal to 24,000. This is 12,000 income. Clear? So, income of x is 18,000. 3 part is 18. What is 1 part? 1 part is 6,000. So, here is 18. Here is 4 into 6, 24. Here 2 into 6, 12. Very simple. Savings. Income minus savings is equal to expenditure. Expenditure is equal. Expenditure in the ratio is also given. 5 is to expenditure. X, Y, Z. So 5 is to, again 5 is to 2. Okay. Now, income of X is 18,000. The savings of X is 3,000. But income minus savings equal to expenditure. Income minus savings is equal to expenditure. 18 minus 3 is equal to 15,000. Therefore, expenditure is 15,000 of X. Okay. Here 5 part is 15,000. 1 part is 3,000. So again here is 15,000. Okay. So therefore here is 6,000. Here is 6,000 expenditure. Then what will be the savings of Y? So income of Y is 24,000. Income of that is expenditure of Y is 15,000. Income minus expenditure 24,000 minus 15,000. So therefore 24,000 minus 15,000. So therefore this is equal to 9,000. So which is the savings of Y? Which is the savings of Y? Because the income of Y is 24,000. The expenditure of Y is 15,000. So income minus expenditure is equal to savings. So therefore the savings of Y is equal to 9,000, which is the required answer. The last question is, if, very simple question, if 3a equal to 2b equal to 4c, then what is a is to b is to c? What is a is to b is to c? What is a is to b is to c? The similar same thing. We know that what is a is to b. From these two, a is to b, we can take it. A by b is equal to 2 by 3. Similarly, from these two, we can take b by c is equal to 4 by 2. Okay. 4 by 2, this is equal to 2 by 1. This is equal to 2 by 1. So therefore, a is to b we know that A is to B is equal to 2 is to 3, B is to C is equal to again 2 is to 1. Again we can take A is to B is to C is equal to the same diagram. So we have to multiply 4, this multiply 6, so therefore this multiply 3. So therefore the answer is 4 is to 6 is to 3. So we can calculate A is to B is to 3. Okay. So therefore this is the required ratio of A is to B is to. Okay. Thank you.